Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina and Clovis, special guests. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Listen, so glad to have y'all back. Come on, Aaron, put the ears on. Come on, Aaron.
Yeah.
I love it. Listen, she is celebrating Mickey. And this one was what again? You told me the name when we were in the green room.
This is the small world representation on the bow.
Awesome.
It was one of my favorite rides with Dad. So we got a bow to celebrate.
Yes, we're celebrating Dad today. Heard that? Yes. Mm-hmm. Aaron always has the cutest headbands, man. I tell you, thank you so much. And thank you, Aaron, for putting all these great information in the comments. Y'all, hello. Like, subscribe, share. Come on now. She's also put the team's channels in here. She is the best. Y'all, look who's in the chat, y'all. Our buddy, Robin.
Hey, Robin.
Hey, Robin.
Hi, Robin.
Thank you. She's saying hello to everyone. She said, how are you feeling, Dustin?
Feeling better. Thank you very much.
Oh,
awesome. That's good to hear.
Yes, because we always want everybody to feel better. Come on now. Thank you so very much. Well, you guys, we're going to have today's conversation. How are you feeling, Robin? Thank you, Holy Spirit. How are you feeling?
Right.
Yeah, how are you coming along?
Let us know, Ace Boone Coon.
Mm-hmm. She said, Jonathan, you know your Ace Boone is in the house. Right when you said it, she put in.
Yes.
Y'all are in sync on this thing. I love it. Well, you guys, we're going to be talking about 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. And let me tell y'all, this show started off with some stuff.
A bang. That's what I'm doing.
Listen, I'm going to turn it over to Dustin. Dustin handles this platform today for 90 Day Fiance. Dustin, go ahead, chime in. Let us know where you want to start on this.
Well,
and again, how you doing, Dustin?
I have to give a shout out to Jonathan. I have to give him a big shout out. He was really there for me on Friday when I needed him the most. So thank you very much, Jonathan.
No
really
problem. No problem. It's my pleasure, Dustin. Always my pleasure.
Thank you. We're gonna start with the Colby and Emily. Colby and Emily is one of my favorite couples, and I think that they are going to have some bumps down the road this season. But they're going to make it through it, and I see them making it through it. But they're going to have a lot of bumps down the road this season.
Ooh.
So I could already see it. They're not agreeing with certain things. His kid or his friends are wanting him to stay there in the state where he's at now, and they're not going. He's not going to do it. So they're going to have a lot of bumps down the road. They're going to have a lot of disagreements. I can already see it.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. What's your thoughts, Jonathan, on Colby? I'm bringing their picture up for those who are watching who are not sure who we're talking about. I'll share their photo. But Jonathan, what's your thoughts on this couple?
I love Colby. Colby is probably my favorite husband on the show. To be honest, he's the one that I gravitate towards the most because I really feel like we see his heart in every single scene that he's in, every confessional that he's in. We get the real Colby, and I love to see that. And I love to see Colby with his friends at the barbershop. I love to see Colby really in his element. And it really showed us who Colby is. You know what I'm saying? He accepts Emily for who she is, flaws and all, whatever she brings to the relationship, he accepts it as he is. And I love the fact that he specifically said, I'm not trying to change her. I'm not trying to change who she is. And so I love to see that fact. He accepts Emily for who she is, whether she be a little bit controlling, which of course she accepts that of herself as well. And I appreciated seeing that as well. But the conversation that he had with Emily concerning his conversation that he had with his friends, I did not necessarily like the way she felt as though she was seen by his friends as this person who seems a little bit controlling. And, when you are that way, you kind of have to accept that when other people recognize that and see that in you. You have to say, oh, well, that's me, that's who I am. And so I really can't do anything about it. I really think that Emily wanted Kobe to stick up for her a little bit more in that conversation.
Yeah,
And the fact
yeah,
that he didn't say that he stuck up for her and that he was like, I accept her as this, the fact that he didn't actually say that is what caused her little bit of friction towards that. But once she watches it back, she'll be able to see that Kobe really did kind of stick up for her in that moment and say that's just who she is, that's who Emily is, and I love
yeah.
her for it. So I love to see to see that. So I wish Emily would have that much more trust in Kobe in the future to know that when she's not in the conversation, that she is being spoken up for in the conversation.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes for A-type personalities to let go. I'm an A-type
Yeah.
personality, and I really have to restrain myself because sometimes your mind takes you, places that just brings you discomfort, and they don't mean no harm, the other person.
No.
So she just got to slow down and trust him, and that's going to take her learning him more. The marriage
Right.
is still kind of new, so they're going to have to
Yeah.
learn each
Yeah,
other.
they're gonna
Aaron,
they're like
what,
oh, okay.
go ahead, Justin.
Like I said, they're gonna have a lot of bumps ups and down the road this season, but we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it play out.
Yep. Aaron, what's your
Mhm.
thoughts on Kobe and his beautiful bride?
I love them. I really
And
do. They're just so cute together. And even when they're fighting, I don't think they go dirty, which I respect.
mhm,
Right.
They fight honestly, but they never go below the belt to each other.
Hmm.
So I like that, even though I do think she's a very strong personality and that can
mm,
be seen as dominant. I
mhm,
think
Hmm.
I think she also does respect him enough that she never really goes too low like we've seen with the other couples. And even when she's mad and he's not explaining everything maybe the way he should,
yeah.
he's still respectful in the way they fight. And I love that
Right.
about them because you can fight and still be respectful to each other. And I think they show that in such a nice, almost graceful way because they got up from that table and they were still, even though they had been fighting, it was almost like, but he still walked over to her when they were leaving. And I was like, that's a real man.
I wonder
Hmm.
if she would do the same thing for him though,
I
if
think
they were
she would.
fighting.
I
I
don't
doubt it.
know, but I
I doubt
think
it.
Kobe understands the fact that she won't do that for him, and he still loves her regardless. So
Yeah.
I think that that is a beautiful thing in itself, knowing where your partner's flaws are, and understanding that and accepting that, and still loving them either way.
Yes, I love that. Let's
I,
Dustin, you want go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
I was also going to say, I really felt like Kobe was a real man in that situation with his friends. He did not let them tell him how he should do, even though they were trying. He's like, you won't be happy. And he's like, I'm happy. He
Right.
immediately went, I was happy. When he said that, I was like, that's a real man. He stuck up for his wife, he stuck up for
Hmm.
his life, and he stuck up for himself
Ooh.
Right.
in that
And
order.
And Emily's reaction to him having that conversation, well, what was your reaction? Because, when you tell your friend, oh, so and so was talking about you in my presence, and then your reaction is, well, what did you tell them in my presence? So that's what Emily was going for. And I wish she would have been a little bit more articulate in the fashion in which he stuck up for his wife so that
Yes,
she wouldn't have those worries.
I
Mm-hmm.
think so too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, Dustin. So I like these two, and I like that he's being a humble guy. Um,
Hmm.
she's gonna have to reel herself in a little bit,
Yeah,
um, and trust him more, um,
Yes, trust him
because
more. That's what she has to
yeah,
do.
yeah, her actions. I can see a lot of me in my first marriage when at A
I
type personality, you learn a lot. She's got a good guy here because he doesn't fight back with her
sure.
in that sense. So they could make it work.
But
So
unlike
Like,
some
like
others, I feel as though once Emily sees there's an issue, she'll make the effort to
right,
make the adjustment to fix
right.
the problem.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's a hard thing that some of us A-type personalities have is the
Hmm.
adjusting part. We
Yes.
will, we will adjust,
Right.
but sometimes it's getting there. That's the
Mhm.
issue. But I love this couple. I love this couple. I did not follow them when they originally came out, but I really like them. I think they're amazing, and I think they're
Mhm.
gonna work. And I love how even in his own country, he is still, putting his wife first.
Well,
Hmm.
Love.
there he can he had to me he should have to. I'm not saying this to be I'm just saying this is how I feel because he's married to her, so he has to have her back any any way and how anyway. Because when you're married to somebody else, you have to be there for them when they need you the most. So
That's right.
that it doesn't matter what state you're in, it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter where they're at. She as long as they're still together, they still have to be there, and he still has to be there for her.
Right.
Well said, Dustin. Well said. Robin said this in the chat. She says, I'm feeling better mentally and spiritually. I had to pray my way
Wonderful.
through some feelings and way through my Bible to get here. You better come on and use that Bible, girl.
Okay, do the work. That's what we do here at the Juice Radio Talk Show. We do the work to bring ourselves up, to lift ourselves up, honey. Okay.
Come on now. That new Bible she got. I love that. Yes, girl. Use it.
Uh-oh.
I
Now,
love
which
it.
one is it though? Because I don't want to hear that it's that Trump Bible now. We don't need none of that
Oh,
foolishness in our
God.
presence, honey.
That dude. Listen, why you gotta come up on the folks on the Bible? And Bible's expensive already, but come on now.
Sixty
All right.
dollars for a Bible, child. I get that for free on my phone.
It depends on what type. Now, if y'all go to some Bible stores, I have plenty. I actually counted, and I think I've got about. I'm
I
not gonna
wouldn't
tell you how many
I
Bibles I
wouldn't
got here.
I wouldn't pay for a
Several.
$60 Bible.
Oh yeah, they're that price. They're
Me
that
either.
price. I have one Bible that I purchased. It's a Drake Bible. I think it's called Drake or Dake. That name. It's $150. So
Wow.
yeah, their Bibles aren't cheap. Aaron said, I love Emily and Colby, but Colby friend needs to butt out of his marriage. Come on now. Go and get your own marriage now. If you ain't got one, go and find you
Mm.
somebody.
Single
Leave
people
Colby
always
alone.
got the most to say about somebody else's relationship situations.
Come on
Happy
now.
birthday.
Aaron also said Kobe was a real man and stood up for his woman, his marriage, and his life. You better come through.
Isn't it amazing to see the juxtaposition between a real man like Kobe and a less than a real man like Gino?
Or
Oh,
Rob.
oh, I
Or
knew it was
Rob,
coming.
exactly. Yes. Yeah, yes. Rob is Aaron's kryptonite and Gino is my kryptonite. Yes, we can't stand him.
Oh my goodness. Robin said, I had a rough
Run it back,
time with
man.
90 Day. I fast forwarded through most of the show. Can't stand Jasmine and Gino Steele.
We understand, Robin. We completely understand.
Aaron said, Robin, I recommend watching it with Pillow Talk. That's it, Aaron. That's it. Because on some of the shows at TLC that I like the show, but I don't want to sit through all of them, like Lauren and what's her name? Alexi. Sometimes some of her stuff I was like, so I would watch on Pillow Talk.
Yeah, I like to skip through Liz and Ed. That's who I skip through. I can't
Oh my
stand
God.
seeing them.
I
Mm-mm.
zoned
Yeah.
right out
You
when
and
they
I,
were on.
you
You
and I
zone
in the
out.
Yeah.
same boat.
I didn't mean to. Dustin and I were talking, and I just I could not concentrate. I don't even know what they happened.
Right. Do we
Oh
have to
my
talk about them on this review?
Not that I,
God.
no,
I don't
no.
know what happened.
Okay.
Listen, Dustin said he don't know about that. He don't know. Robin said my favorite couple is Kobe and Emily. Also, I don't appreciate the focus on their disconnect. I don't believe they have the amount of contention shown. Nice. And
Editing.
she said that nut job lady with the mushroom haircut. I am done. Yeah, I got a lot to say about her. Robin also said, I love Aaron's takes on the couples.
Hmm.
I love it. Yeah, she's the sweetest. Erin is the sweetest. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank you for
That when
being
it comes
here.
to Rob.
Hello. Except Rob. Oh my goodness. Tell him, Aaron. Robin said, where have I been? Ashley and Manuel been together for 10 years and she never met his family. That is a big fat bleeding red flag to me.
Mm.
Dustin, you want to chime in about that?
Yeah. You shouldn't be with somebody. You shouldn't be with somebody for 10 years and then not meet your family till this recently, that's a red flag to me. And I wouldn't put up with that. Nope, you ain't gonna be with me. You ain't gonna be with me if I was in a relationship. You ain't gonna be with me and not meet my family for uh not meet my family. Wait 10 years. No, no, that's not gonna fly with me. I'm sorry.
That's right. Listen, we're going to get into that couple. Robin said, Aaron, I haven't felt interested enough to watch Pillow Talk as I have in the past. I like Pillow Talk.
Hmm.
I like it. And Michelle said, I have plenty of Bibles. No, thank you, Trump.
Okay.
Bye, Trump. Listen, we got enough Bibles. Robin
Okay.
said, Jonathan, heavens to megatons. Trump and Bible? Nope. Is he holding
I
it
Okay.
didn't
right?
know about this.
Is he holding the Bible right, or is it still upside down? That's what I
It's
want to
probably.
know.
I'm sure it's still upside down. He should package it and ship it out upside down. That's what he should do.
I
Make that
turned
his
the channel. I
trademark.
didn't even know Trump.
Pump, she's had no pump out Bibles. Yes, he had
I never got his name.
Bible. Oh goodness. Robin said, I have the Charles Stanley Life Principles Bible. Yeah, Charles Stanley was one of the greatest.
Mm.
Greatest. No scandals, no shenanigans, just a good, healthy teacher of the word. I loved his teaching.
Yes.
Robin said, why are Liz and Ed on the show? There is no K1 visa process involved in their relationship. They're both Americans. Bravo.
They need to take TLC needs to take them off of the casting for this season. I'm done with Big Ed and Liz. I don't want to see them back on the show again after this season is over. I can bet you next season that it's going to be over with, and hopefully I don't see them back on the screen again.
If they weren't on the rest of the season, I wouldn't even notice.
Me either. Me either. I'm glad we're all on the same page when it comes to them.
Well, see, I'm going to tell you one, John, and I'm going to answer your question. I don't have to cover Big Ed and Liz because I'm about done with them all. I'm about done
Okay.
with. I'm done with. I'm done with Ed and Liz. So I'm not going to cover that part. No, thank you. No.
Did either of them even
Wonderful.
happen? No, it's just them doing the same thing. So
Right. Music to my ears, Dustin. Music to my ears.
I'm done with that couple. I'm not covering that couple. No, thank you.
I don't know why production keeps putting Big Ed on here. Is it because does he have a really huge fan base or something?
Yeah,
why
he has a big following, and
that's why they're bringing him on.
And I'm sick of him.
Well, they can bring him on without what's the girlfriend's name? Liz. What's her name?
Yeah, Liz.
Bring him on without Liz.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the controversy with them. That's why they keep getting back because people talk about the fact that they're on.
Yeah. It's just the simple fact that they are on the show. That's what causes them so much popularity, just because their presence, they're on the show. I don't get it, but whatever.
And they're talking about they're going to get married, and they set a date, and we know this date probably ain't never going to happen. But
we don't care. Leave us alone.
They've been saying that for years. They got to get married.
Well, Michelle said Ashley and Manuel have a lot of red flags. Y'all, when Ashley went to church, I thought she was going to blow up in flames.
Me too.
Y'all, I could not understand. I really could not understand why she felt so uncomfortable. I don't know if she was putting on a little bit for the cameras or if she really felt that uncomfortable in a place of worship. And I feel as though
I think Jonathan. I think she felt putting off of the cameras, and I think that part of me felt like she was uncomfortable. So I'm kind of between the mix here. I think that she was partly doing it for the show, but partly felt uncomfortable. Does that makes sense?
Yeah, and I think it really shows how much she's really into this witchcraft, being a witch sort of kind of stuff. And the fact that she's having this conversation, we've gotten totally into Ashley Manuel at this time. The fact that this whole conversation of her, tippy-toeing around the fact of telling Manuel's family that she is a witch, she's putting so much weight into her being a witch. It's like, this feels so unnecessary to me. for some reason. And I don't know if that's because I really don't believe in the whole witchcraft thing, although I know it's very real. And I know that there's actual reality towards being a witch or whatever the case might be, whatever they do. I don't know what they do. But the fact that she's putting so much emphasis on her feeling as though she can't be herself just by
Mhm.
simply not telling them that she's a witch, it tells me that she might be a little bit too much into this thing, and I feel as though
Yeah,
she puts too
she
much weight on it, at least
mhm.
for me. And
Puts a lot of weight.
for her to feel so uncomfortable with like that, for that, her being a witch being such an integral part of her identity, that worries me personally. I don't know how about y'all feel, but that worries me that
That that
her being a
that
witch is
wor-
so integral to her life.
that worries me to the top level because uh that's not gonna work out because he ain't gonna like that and I just and that's how I felt from episode one and then here we are in the new season and happily ever after. I don't think that that's gonna work out because um when he's a Catholic or whatever he is, that's not
Hmm.
Mhm.
that's not a part of that, you know. Even the person that was talking to them people, she said, "Well, they're gonna look they're gonna look kind of weird at you for having that kind of stuff." So, and I could tell she kind of got uncomfortable when he said that to her. So,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a mess.
Aaron,
Right.
what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, Aaron?
I actually disagree with Jonathan.
Wow.
Mhm.
I'm a Christian, and if somebody told me I couldn't identify as a Christian to their family, I would have a big problem with that. So I thought about it as that side. That's her belief system. My belief system as a Christian would be very insulted if somebody told me to hide that part of myself, my relationship with God. So I looked at it from that perspective,
Okay.
and I found what he was asking a little insulting to her from a
Mm.
religion that's her religion, and he should respect that and not ask her hide her religion, because I wouldn't want that as a Christian for somebody to say that to me. As a Catholic, I could totally understand why she was uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Because one of the ideas I've had for church news for a while has been, do churches make you feel welcome? And Catholic church,
Mhm.
and I'm sorry to say this because I am a Catholic, do not make outsiders feel welcome in there. Typically,
Hmm.
it is not common for Catholics to be like, "Oh yeah, come on in and participate in everything we have going." No, they're very isolated. If you haven't gone through our traditions, we don't want you going up to get the
Sacraments.
sacrament or any of that. So it's not a welcoming environment always in a Catholic church. So I can understand. And it is a very, and I don't mean this to be rude to other Catholics because I am a Catholic, very
Yeah.
judgmental when you walk in that church.
Mm.
And
It's not a welcome.
it could be based on that particular church too, because there's a church maybe about 2 counties over from where I am, and my friend goes there, and it's a Catholic church. And when I tell you they are so welcoming,
Yeah.
they open their doors, they
Yeah.
hey hello, how are you doing? Any events we go to, any church services we go to, they don't make me feel like I haven't been there. So it
No,
sometimes it could be,
I don't mean as a whole, but when you're just sitting down with a priest like she was.
oh,
Hmm.
oh, okay,
I'm not talking
okay.
like if you come in, everybody say hi to you and stuff like that. But a
Oh, you're
direct
talking about the
one on
priest.
one with our priest,
Oh,
they're not the most welcoming in that area. When you come in, they say hi to you and stuff like that. When you're at a gathering, yes, but
yeah,
it's not always the same as now. I have friends that are other religions, and I'll go and you can talk more one on one in a more comfortable. And I've noticed this. Like I have a friend that's a pastor, much more laid back in a conversation than a
yeah.
priest is because we're very strict.
Hmm.
Okay, I
So
get it
it's
now. I
not,
get it.
and yet when you see them and you're at a bazaar and stuff like that, it's not the same. Where she was sitting, that's in, they're almost, just because of the nature of our religion, they are intimidating.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
I can
and he was
understand her pushback.
that particular priest was he was a little intimidating from the start, because when he was even up there and the way he was saying, holding his mouth in God and home and whatever he said or whatever, I was like, why is he holding his mouth that way? Why, what is he doing? And then when he went and talked to her, he was like, the way he was talking to her was more like he was talking at her,
A little
not really.
abrasive.
Thank you. A little. It was off a little bit. And it almost was condescending when she was saying what she does and so forth. I know he
Yeah.
probably was trying to be loving, but to me it felt a little condescending, a
Yeah.
little bit.
That's how it felt to
And
me, Regina.
yeah,
But we're on
it
the
was
same
funny to
page.
me when she said she's a witch, and then he went straight on his knees. That thing cracked me up.
But I want to respond to what Aaron said. The reason why I say what I say about her being a
Yeah.
witch, Aaron, is because from my point of view, I don't see that whole witchcrafting or being a witch as a religion. So I don't put that importance on it. So if that's what she sees as her belief system, then I can understand why she feels the way that she feels. I can see that. It's just that me personally, from where I sit, because I don't see it in that way. Like, is there actually like a deity in witchcraft? Like, what is their whole system? Because I don't understand it. That's the reason why I don't put as much
Oh,
weight on
okay.
it as I see Ashley putting on it. So that's why I say that.
I
Go
have
ahead,
a
Aaron.
friend that is a witch, so I guess and she explained it to me. It's more like a religious belief. So I don't know if Ashley's is the same, but that's where I relay it on, because
Okay.
to have common ground, obviously we're very, very different. But I said I don't know what when I met her like 7 years ago. I said I don't know what a witch is, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's the
Okay.
yeah.
Halloween thing, and she laughed. But she said, it's a religious belief, and she believes in the nature and stuff like that, and like Mother Earth and the
Okay.
power of Mother Earth.
And
So
they also
Okay.
have good witches and bad witches. I think Ashley is referring to herself as the good witch.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know, because wait a minute, she may be having some differences, because good witches are not afraid of the church side of religion. And
Right.
she was very fearful up in there. I don't know if it's because she felt she would be judged or what. And then she said, "Oh, that's the Bible." And I was like, "Ashley, you mean to tell me you ain't never seen or held no Bible?"
Regina, when I was watching it, I was seeing a conflict of good versus evil all over her face. And again,
Mm.
that's why that worried me. And that's why her claiming this witch, being a witch, worries me so much. It really does.
Yeah. Michelle said, "Agreed, Dustin. If Ed and Liz come back, I'm sorry, y'all. I will not be watching." She also said, "Me neither, Jonathan. Was that bad editing or something? I knew her family." She said, "I know her family know the Bible." Right. I know her
Right?
family know the
Exactly.
Bible. Hmm. She also said, "I refuse to believe Ashley has never seen a Bible." Thank you. Because
Thank you.
you're not
Okay.
going
Thank
to
you.
be afraid of something you've never seen.
Thank you.
You're not going to be afraid of something you've never seen. You may have heard about, maybe she just heard about, I don't know, Ashley.
Something
I don't
tells
know.
me Ashley might have had a bad experience at church that made her turn to being a witch.
Yeah.
I have a feeling she is very familiar with the church in some type of capacity. I don't know what capacity that is, but something tells me that she's got a little bit of church hurt on her heart.
Now, she came in there with the Sage at the last reunion that she was on. So Sage, relates to church too. So
Hmm.
maybe she has some information. Thank you all, Michelle. Y'all hit that like button, that thumbs up. Hey, Stephanie Houston, thank you for being here. She said, "Bless. Good
No.
evening, everyone." Thank
Good
you.
evening. Good evening.
Evening. Michelle said, "Aaron, I can see that part, but did they not disclose this before marriage? Otherwise, they should have not gotten married." Yeah,
I
because
agree.
Well,
you are.
Ashley and Manuel aren't too keen on having important adult conversations, so that
That
doesn't
part.
surprise me that
Thank
they
you,
haven't
Jonathan.
had this conversation prior to getting married. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
thank
they
you.
do is have bathroom conversation.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. What kind of talking they doing, Regina? Because I don't hear no talking. I just hear
So,
okay.
okay.
Stop. You just remind me of that dang on Diddy audio, which I can't. I just wish I would have never heard. Wish I would have never
Regina,
heard.
I'm waiting for Jennifer to send me that audio. I need to hear it. I need to hear the evidence, honey.
No. Okay. Going back.
Aaron's still hiding her face. Girl, I'm sorry, Aaron. You know me.
Oh, I wish I could unhear it. Robin said, "It's not like Ashley went to that church. I went to it in college when they broke out some elk claws on a stick one time." She's not like
Okay,
Uh-huh.
because
she
they
didn't
could
go
have
there.
tried to convert old girl.
They could have. Michelle said, "I have a very hard time believing Ashley did not know what a Bible was." I got a hard time too.
Okay.
I got a hard time with that as well. And I think the what I'm looking at it is, thank you, I'm looking at Ashley. She's a black female, and
Hmm.
we think that very few black females have not seen or known knowledge of a Bible. But she could
Right.
be one of the very few. But again, why are you going to be scared of something that you know nothing about?
When you don't understand it, exactly.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
maybe
I
she heard
actually,
about it, but never touched it. Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Aaron.
Aaron.
I wonder if she's so intimidated by the religion too, because Manuel is acting like his family's gonna judge her for the witchcraft so strongly.
Oh,
If the religion side is more fear because of what Manuel is presenting to
Hmm.
I get that could be what her reservation was too. She probably had all of
Right.
that
Mhm.
in her head too.
But
Thanks,
with
Aaron.
her being so against, common religion, that really confuses me as to why she chose to be with Manuel, knowing where he lies as far as his religion is concerned. That really confuses me a lot, especially since her witchcraft is so important to her. For her to marry someone who doesn't even believe in it, doesn't even believe it exists, that's very confusing to me. I don't know about y'all.
But he believes it exists,
It
but
is.
he believes it in a negative sense.
I was going to answer Jonathan's question. It is
Mm.
very confusing to me. It is very. It's very up and down. This this episode is very up and down to me. It is very confusing, and it it really opened up my eyes on this certain situation. But it's really confusing. So I do agree with you on that one, Jonathan. We are on the same page.
Thank
Cool.
you.
And
Rob,
I sort of kind of see myself as a Manuel apologist. So if I sound like I'm always on his side, it's because I am. Sue me. Okay.
Well, you and I, Jonathan, we're on the same page with that because I feel bad for Manuel. So me
I
and you,
Aaron, what Aaron?
we're on the same
Let
I
page
him know,
here.
don't
Aaron. Let
I
him
don't
know,
feel bad
Aaron.
for Manuel. He chose this. He went into this. He had his eyes wide open. He thought he didn't have to talk about it, and he thought it'd work out. And I know how the two of them got together with the two different opposite religions. They never talked.
Again,
exactly. Exactly.
never talk. Never talk. Robin said,
Right.
growing up, I was offended when I went to Catholic services with my friend Eva and couldn't take communion. Wow, see, I
Yeah.
haven't experienced that. The Catholic church I attended, they welcome it.
Mm.
Wow.
They may not realize you weren't Catholic because Catholics, as a general, aren't. If you don't say anything, they won't do anything. But if they know, they'll say something.
Oh, now
Mm.
see, I don't take the communion because I don't like the priest holding my crackers, and I
Okay. You
don't
wash your hands. Okay.
and I don't like drinking out the same cup as everybody. I don't
I
know, y'all.
cannot
Right.
do that.
I don't know where your mouth been.
I don't. Yeah, I cannot. Just the thought of it. I know it's holy water and holy juice and all that, but oh no, I cannot. So I just do this, when I go up.
So
That
do
means,
I.
I respect y'all, but I just go home and get me some grape juice or something and say, Lord,
Yeah.
Father, forgive me. But
Okay.
please. Yeah, and all the priest does is he wipes it with one little rag. He never changes a rag, so
Yeah.
he keeps wiping with the same rag.
Yeah.
It's different for me. It's different. So okay. Michelle said, Robin, I have friends that go to Catholic churches. It's very different.
Mm.
Okay. Says very different. She said Catholic people do not accept witchcraft, though. Yeah,
That's
they
true.
don't like the priest broke it down to her. He was like, oh no, you're gonna have to stop doing this.
Right.
He was like, no. Michelle also said, I was lost like Ashley when I went to a funeral at a Catholic church, but I at least knew what the Bible was. Listen, Michelle's stuck on this Bible part. She's stuck on.
Okay.
She is not giving up that Bible. She said, well, they are going to judge her. He already told her that. Yeah, even the
Hmm.
priest told her the family gonna judge you. You're gonna have a hard time. The priest did give her some sound advice. Take it slow. Don't try and push this because they got to accept this. And if you try and load all this on his family, it's gonna be too much for them to bear.
But I must commend Manuel in trying to encourage Ashley to keep it on the low. I think he's trying to save her the heartache of the reaction that he would get from his family because he knows how they're going to react to hearing something like that. So I wish Ashley would appreciate the fact that he's looking out for her feelings because
Yeah.
Ashley's going to overreact The
Always.
first thing that sounds negative about her being a witch,
But
she's going to go into complete hysteria. And
but
Manuel and I don't want to see that.
Mhm.
Ashley always is reacting to what he she reacts the way she reacts, and I sometimes
She's spoiled.
yeah, she is spoiled.
Yes,
Yes, she is.
agreed.
Ashley is spoiled. Where are we going next, Dustin?
I have to go to Rome and Sophia.
Oh Lord,
And
Aaron's
I'm
favorite.
sorry, Aaron. I know you don't like that couple, but I got I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. She, they really got on my nerves when she was having that party. They were sitting in that little place that they were sitting in, and his her person that she was dating came in there and acted like everything was okay and everything else, and I didn't like it because hello, she's married, so why would you treat somebody like she ain't married? You're acting like she's not. She might not be with him right now. She might be split off or something, but she's still physically married to him. And so you need to take a step back, sir.
Mm,
Tell him to take a step back. Aaron,
mhm.
what's your thought on this couple? I know Rob is not your guy. I know. Wait, let me bring your comment up. Let me bring. Michelle said Manuel is trying to protect her. I love that. And Michelle
Agreed.
also said Lord Rob and Sophie are lost cause, in her opinion. Aaron said Rob is a child. Rob is using Sophie's friend, telling about how they dated when they were 16 as the same as him cheating. Rob just terrible. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah.
What's your
Rob looked like he didn't want to be there when he walked in and there was all those ladies. First of all, wouldn't that be Rob's dream to be the only man when there are all these ladies around? The only problem is Rob knows they know he's no good.
Ooh.
Exactly.
That's Rob's problem with
Mm.
those ladies. And they were all very nice to him, I thought. Even the one that she's living with, Kay, was very nice to
Okay,
Rob. And
yeah.
she's like, I want to hear your side, even though, like, she hears all Sophia's. She's like, we want to hear your side and get your side of the story and see if maybe Sophie's wrong. But no, he didn't want to give his side. He wanted to sit on that chair far away from everybody, barely holding Sophie's hand and just judging all them when he knew and thought they were judging all him. But they were trying to get to know him. They were giving him a fair shot. And that boy proved that everything Sophie says about him is true. He's a big old child baby.
Mm.
Right.
And he's a baby boy.
Baby boy.
No, baby.
I'm surprised he's out of diapers.
Wow.
He's terrible.
What's your idea of this?
And then the friend who was gorgeous.
Okay.
And
Say it
he
again,
was
Aaron. Say that one more time. He was
he was
what?
gorgeous. When that
Yes.
man walked in, I was like, Sophie, there's your next husband.
Okay.
Go for it. We all support you.
All of us support that. Yes.
Oh
All
my
of us.
God. Oh.
And I thought I liked his accent. I liked how sweet he was to all ladies. He went around like Rob should have done and gave them all
Ooh.
hugs, say, I'm glad to
Hmm.
meet you. He sat down. He was even trying to be nice to Rob. And then I think he thought it was a funny story saying, because the way he told it was like, hey, back in the day, like when we were little, I dated Sophie. But he was saying it like more like a joke, like it's, this is so long ago, it doesn't even matter.
It was
Mm.
nothing serious. Right.
And Rob taking it all seriously. I gotta walk out of the room. I'm so mad. But he was just using it so that he can go back to Sophie later and say, see, you didn't tell me something that's the same as me not telling you I was talking to those girls.
Right.
Oh gosh.
Mhm.
That's Rob. That's Rob. Oh, Jonathan, your thoughts on Rob and Sophie. Thank you,
For those
Aaron.
of y'all who for those of y'all who know me, will know the first thing that I noticed during this scene, and that was that Rob had his shirt wide open. I mean, when I say wide open, I mean wide open, had all his chesticles showing because he really wanted to show this man that Sophie knew from across the seas that he was the better man, that he was the better looking man, that he was the IT, okay, the king around these parts. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to show off. it's so interesting to me how jealous men act towards other men
Yep.
when they think that they're a threat to their relationship. And
Mhm.
it's so interesting but at the same time, it's so immature because that's not what a grown man does when he meets his wife's good friend from back in the day. And for him to react the way that he reacted the same way, knowing understanding that her and her friend used to date, the same way that he reacted when she told him that she was bi. You know what
Can
I'm
I?
saying? He uses things as an excuse to turn things around on Sophie to diminish the impact of what he's done to her for so many years. But you know what I'm
Can
saying?
I?
Not saying that
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy seeing Rob's bare chest. You know, I always love to see a man, but you know what I'm saying? Like it just shows the amount of jealousy that this man is working with, and therefore it's like it's so childish. It's so childish. Like that's what a child does when they're trying to show off to somebody else that they're jealous of. They're trying to show that they're the better man. Child, please.
Mhm. Well,
Can I?
Michelle said this. She said, Rob and Sophie to me are both horrible. Oh, she also
Wow.
said Sophie is no prize inviting her ex-boyfriend there. And she
Mm.
also said he was cute, but this was all
Well,
wrong. Sorry, y'all.
can I?
Mm. Go ahead,
Oh,
Dustin.
can I? Can I just say, Jonathan? I agree with everything you just said because I don't. Uh, to me, I just think that when he opened up his shirt, I know I like seeing that part as well. But I also think that that was kind of not meant for TV, in my
Right.
opinion. Why would you show that or take not taking open up your shirt and show your chest on TV? No, thank you, Rob. That I don't want to see that again. But you do have a lot of points there, but I don't want to see that again. And Sophia, you didn't get well. You didn't. I'm gonna say this. I always say this before. You, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters to me. It don't matter who you're with. It doesn't matter if it's. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters to me. So you don't have to be with Rob. Rob is too crazy for you anyway. So whoever, if you guys are happy or getting the divorce, go ahead. As long as you're happy,
Mm.
that's all that matters to me.
Well, you better come.
Quick message to Rob from William Joe Nathan Lee. I don't mind seeing that again. So if you feel the need to show off in front of somebody else, feel free. Okay, I will definitely enjoy it.
Somebody
I would.
DM Rob for, for Jonathan.
Don't do me
I
like
wouldn't mind
that
seeing
now.
the
Don't put me
friend.
on First Street like that.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I wouldn't mind seeing the friend, but I don't want to see Rob again. I don't want to see
Okay.
Rob period again now.
Period. Yeah, I understand, Aaron. We see where you're coming from, girl.
Aaron said in the chat, Rob using knowledge of Sophie as a weapon. Now, this is a powerful comment, and
Hmm.
so many relationships do this. If you want to learn about their past, you should not use their past as a weapon against a future. This is so powerful. Aaron, tell me why you put this in the comment.
I feel like Rob takes advantage and you tries to use and manipulate anything against Sophia to knock her down, like he's striking her. Like
Mhm.
he reminds me of like you see those Lifetime movies where a man will just beat his woman down emotionally, not
Mhm.
Hmm.
physically, but he's emotionally
Emotional,
knocking
yeah.
her down to her self-esteem, and so that she doesn't have the worthiness to leave him. Even though
Right.
she lived in another place, she's still holding on hope because he's manipulated her.
Right.
And I
Mm.
think he's going to use this to get Sophie to move home. This
Woo.
knowledge would be the fact that how Sophie gets back in his house and his bed.
Mm, mm,
Well,
mm.
let me tell you, Aaron. I'm gonna say I don't think that Sophia is gonna end up back in his bedroom. I think that Sophia is gonna be with him, still being married to him, but I don't see him being back with her, uh, on a living together basis. But I just don't see it happening.
Okay. Michelle said I would never want to meet a friend my husband slept with, and I don't care how you put it. Mm.
That's
Ooh.
real. That is real. I understand. Thank you for
And
being so honest.
Sophie
oh,
said
Aaron
in
says
this
something.
episode they
Oh,
never
go ahead.
slept together though.
Oh,
It
they
was more like
didn't.
a holding hands kind of relationship.
But do you believe Sophie?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
I don't
she's
know.
been
I don't. I don't.
And the reason I'm questioning that is because I'm still kind of curious about the female relationship part. I don't know if she's told us all about this part of her wanting to be with a woman. And I kind of think she dabbled in it a little bit, but I don't think she's really disclosed it to us.
Although Sophie's pretty young, I think she's very selective with the information that she shares with the viewing
Yeah.
audience.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say I don't know if she had
Yeah, we don't
relations with that
know.
young man. But I can't say that I necessarily believe her either.
Yeah.
And I would understand why she wouldn't want to reveal that to Rob. What would Rob's reaction be if she found out that she slept with this fine model-looking man? Like
But you know
I
what?
understand why she wouldn't want to.
But you know what? We got to think. Did Rob and Sophie, were they intimate real quick or did it take some time? Because Sophie may be one that she may flirt, she may hold hands, she may not give her body though. So
I would think that
she
they
may
got it
not have.
in pretty quickly. That just seems like the type of man that Rob is. I don't know if Sophie was totally in agreement with that, but Rob strikes me as the person who's kind of a hidden quitted type of person. Period. I was very surprised that he's the type that would want to be married because he's definitely not the marriage type. He's not husband material in any way, shape, or form. But it would not surprise me if it didn't take them long to get it in.
Rob may want to get married for ownership.
Thank you.
I agree with that, Regina. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
He wants a
Mm-hmm.
trophy wife. That's what he wants. And that's what he got in Sophie, a trophy wife.
Michelle said, Aaron, I thought they slept together from our conversation a few episodes ago. Ooh, what? Who slept together?
the friend and Sophie.
Really?
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
She said, Michelle, Sophie said in this episode they didn't. Okay.
Mhm.
Michelle said, I don't believe Sophie never slept with her friend. Sorry, he tried to kiss her. When he walked in, she turned her head.
I didn't even notice that. Wow.
I didn't notice either.
Michelle said, no, I
didn't notice
don't
that part, so I
believe-
guess we're on the same boat. I didn't notice that part.
Yeah.
But
She also says Sophie to me is
my
not
defense-
completely honest either. Oh, she
Okay.
says Sophie's not completely honest either. Thank you. Yes, you can see the same thing. Yeah.
I
Go
don't
ahead,
think she
Dustin.
is, but she has her
Okay.
reasons.
To my defense, I did at the very beginning of the show, I lost power last night. So
well, that's okay.
I lost power, so some of it I didn't miss, some of it I didn't get to see, but I lost power last night. We had a storm, we had a power surge. So yeah.
Okay.
Michelle said, y'all go back and watch the episode, LOL.
I will.
Yeah.
We watch, but listen, I watch and work at the same time. So
Okay. Come on, multitasking.
I watch and work.
Okay.
I watch and text Dustin.
Y'all getting that text chain. Did you see what she said? Did you hear what she said? Oh my goodness. Where are we going next, Dustin?
We're going to Jasmine and Gino, and I feel heartbroken for Jasmine and Gino because Jasmine really said at the beginning when they first got married, she said, "I want to bring my kids here."
Mhm.
Well, this has been going on for several episodes. This is episode 4 of the new season, and this is getting to be terrible. I am so heartbroken for Jasmine, and I feel like Jasmine is going to leave Gino because he ain't gonna want to. He is not taking her seriously, and I just feel like I feel terrible because when you have a mother like that is very close to her kids like that, yeah, is very close to her family like that, and she wants to be with her kids because her kids is the most important thing to her like that. And you are taking you took Jasmine away from her family, but yet you do not want to file the paperwork properly to bring her kids over here.
Kids, yeah.
And then you have to file the whole paperwork over again from part 1, and it's going to take another 2 years.
But he wants to file the paperwork without an attorney.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that. I was going to get to that point, Regina. But okay. What I'm trying to say, what I'm going to say now is you're trying to find you try to find the paperwork by yourself, and you put yourself in this situation, Gino. Because I think if you wouldn't have had this, if you would have had a person to do your paperwork, you wouldn't have had to put up with this.
Ooh.
And Jonathan, you can get your red flags up because I'm so aggravated and I'm so aggravated that I'm gonna take my head and
Jonathan, the way he waves his red flag, he's like, I am done. I'm done.
I'm glad you know that, Regina.
See, Michelle said, I'm the bad one tonight. Go ahead, be the bad one tonight, Michelle. We love it. Thank you. See, Aaron says that's right. We love it.
And you had plenty of time to file that paperwork when she was gone. But you're gonna sit there and tell her you ain't gonna do the paper, and then you're gonna sit there and you're gonna wait till she gets here. You're gonna wait and make her wait another 2 years. No, thank you. That's not that is very frustrating to me. And as you can tell, I'm very frustrated with this right now because I'm getting loud.
Okay. I've never seen this side of you, Dustin. I'm really surprised. But it's real. It is real. Here's my thing. I feel like I have the same. Right. I feel like I have this same reaction to Gino every single review, just as Aaron has the same reaction to Rob every single review, where we can't stand these men. But every single episode, Gino shows me more and more that he does not care. He doesn't care. And that's not to say that he doesn't love Jasmine. He just don't care. And that's, to me, that's more of an issue than him not loving her, because you can learn to love someone, but when you just simply don't care about someone, that care is never going to come along. And I love the fact that Gino's friend tried to hold him accountable for his lack of actions. He said, "You realize what you did was kind of effed up, right?" And in the confessionals, Gino is still putting some of the blame on Jasmine. The fact he's saying we messed up on the paperwork. No, Jasmine was not involved in the paperwork, Mr. Gino. You were solely to blame for her children's name not being involved in that paperwork. And the fact that he has no interest in finding a solution in order to get her kids over faster. He's not interested. He doesn't care. He does not care. And the fact that their storyline seems to be leading towards their divorce really has me thinking, like, is this all just for the cameras, or is this just Gino showing who he is, genuinely who he is, and him simply just not caring? And this makes me feel so much more that Jasmine deserves better, because Jasmine continuously puts in maximum effort to make this work when Gino puts in negative effort, not even zero. He puts in negative effort. He don't care. I don't care what anybody else thinks. Gino simply does not care, and I'm gonna stand on that, 10 toes down.
And I'm gonna say one thing else. I'm gonna say that gives Jasmine the whole entire reason to get back on that plane and leave, because he don't want to bring that kid over here, and he ain't gonna do it.
But I think the fact that Jasmine has. Oh, I just want to say one thing real quick before Aaron chimes in. The fact that Jasmine has yet to leave Gino makes Gino feel as though he continuously doing the things that he does, because there really have not been any consequences to Gino for his lack of effort. No consequences whatsoever. So that's why Gino continuously behaves in the way that he does, because he's not being held accountable from Jasmine. Jasmine tells him what he does wrong, but there's no true consequences.
That's because Jasmine ain't yelling like she used to yell. She's not going into those irate. Go ahead, Aaron. What's your thoughts?
I thought it was very interesting that Gino wants the credit for getting her here, but not the blame for messing up on the paperwork. He wants her to appreciate all he did to fill out that paperwork, which means he's taking all the credit for the paperwork, except when it's messed up. Then it was them. Then it's a we. But when it's the credit, it's an I. So
there you go, Aaron. Great point.
Second, if he don't got the money, he needs to go back to work so he can get the money so he can get her kids here. That was just my thought on that episode.
And she needs to stop doing all money.
Then go back to work.
Jasmine, stop traveling. If Gino's saying he don't have no money, you're gonna have to stay in wherever y'all at the cold state until he can get some money together. But I
But
think,
but
let me look at these comments real quick. Michelle said, I'm sorry, but Jasmine do not have custody of her kids. And I put this up here first because when she was where's she from? Panama or whatever?
Panama, yes.
She did not have custody of her kids. So now that she wants to come to America, it is a thought. I do know that she, as a mom, you do want to spend time with your kids, but she did have custody of her kids when she was in Panama.
She had shared custody.
She had shared custody? Okay, but not full custody, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess, as a mom, you go into a whole nother country, you will miss your kids. But then they had this other, let me get to this other comment, which I thought was, hold on, let me get down there. Robin said, kids, that's a stress. Neither of them lives with her. And she used the money that she did have on her plastic surgery. Oh, Robin going in. Michelle said, and the fathers agreeing for the kids to come here. Did I miss scene? Oh, I don't think they show that the father is saying he's okay with him. Robin said, do you think Jasmine kids whine, cry, and throw tantrums too? That's the comment I want to get to. Do you think that her kids are mini versions of her? I thought, didn't Jasmine have her son on one episode?
She had him on one episode, and that was the last time I seen him.
Yeah. When they were in Panama, I thought I saw her.
When they were in Panama, he was on the episode. Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. Robin said, why is the issue of the children suddenly prominent?
Because she wants the kids to be with all the kids at the same time. So that's not going to work out. That's the way. It ain't going to work out. I'm sorry.
And it sounds like Gino promised Jasmine that he would bring her kids over after they got married. So now that they're married, this is priority number one for her to get her kids over here. So that's why this is such an important thing to Jasmine, because this is something that they discussed. Unlike Manuel and Ashley, this is something that they discussed prior to getting married, that he would get her kids over to America.
Aaron, chime in.
And when she first got here and he said he didn't have a job, her first concern was getting her kids here.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have a job. That means I'm not going to get my kids here.
Right. There we go. So this has been a conversation long before now. Michelle says, sorry you upset Dustin. I love you, but when did Jasmine have custody of her kids? And like Aaron just mentioned, she had shared custody. She also said, Gina is checked out to me. Something again is happening behind the scenes. Gino,
I didn't say I was upset. I said I was aggravated. But that's okay.
Did it say Gina? Because if it said Gina, that might have been shade, y'all.
Gina is checked. I'm checked out. I could be checked out sometime too.
It does say Gina.
Gina
that's shade right there. She did that on purpose.
I believe it. Michelle's on it tonight.
Okay. She did that on purpose. That ain't no typo.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I can be checked out. Listen, refer to me. I am fine. I am fine if that's for me. Because listen, I'm tired. Robin said, Michelle, I'm under the impression that she last had custody of the kids in Neverary.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Michelle said Gina should have never quit his job and Jasmine stopped getting work to do her body so y'all can save the money. Yeah, they do need to save the money. She said, right, that's the main part, Jonathan. And she said, Gino, y'all, LOL.
You know you meant to say Gina. You ain't gotta lie, Michelle. You ain't gotta lie. What you gotta lie for? Okay, stand in your shade, honey.
Now Jasmine does need, because she has obviously gone back to some hair extensions because she ain't got no bangs no more. So she needs to save some money and not be putting no hair stuff in her hair either.
Yeah, she did stop with the hair extensions since she's been here, right?
No, but she has no bangs this season. Therefore, she must be putting something in there to make the bangs longer.
Oh, good observation, Aaron. You checking that? Okay. Michelle is laughing with Robin. Y'all cracking me up in these comments. She said, okay, Gina, then LOL.
So stick with it, honey. Okay, it works for me.
I accept it with love. And my
Thank you.
My trophy goes to Gina. Thank you. My trophy. I want to thank Michelle for the shade. I love it. I also want to thank Robin in the comment section, the cheering section. Oh Lord, y'all know I could do shade. I love me.
This
Okay,
comment section tonight is killing me.
isn't it?
She
We do
said,
have a new. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, okay.
Michelle said, right, Aaron. She said, right. Y'all funny. She said, okay, I'm gonna stop. LOL. Keep going. We have no problem.
Keep going.
We have no problem. Hey, Marit is here, if I'm saying that right. Marit, thank you for being here. Marie says Jasmine has alopecia. Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
did mention that. She
Yeah.
did. Thank you for reminding us of that, Marie. She did mention that. So she's very brave then when she took her extensions out and came over. And I think part of it was she probably didn't know if somebody could do her hair, in that
Right.
state as well, because you have to really know how to do a good, I don't know if she's sew in, glue in, or do just the pieces, or wear the wigs or so forth, but you really got to know how to do that. Thank you for reminding us of that, Marie. Thank you
Hmm.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Aaron. Michelle said me and Robin always the tag team. LOL. Y'all cracking me up.
Okay.
I could roll with them. I love it because they're loving anyway. Listen, Michelle and Robin never do anything out of malice. Never, never. Michelle said, "Oh wow, did not know that." Yeah, Jasmine stated on the show that she has dealt with alopecia. She has. All right, Dustin. So are we going to Nicole and Mahmoud? Is that our last couple up for tonight?
Yes, and then
Hmm.
we also have a new couple next week. We have Patrick and Thais joining, so we have a
Oh,
new couple next week.
okay. He's normally on the 90-Day Fiance. Not the night. He's normally on the Pillow Talk with his. I
Yeah,
think it's his brother
but
or something.
yeah, he's on the Pillow Talk, but now he's on the season, so we're gonna have a new couple next week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into Nicole and Mahmoud. Nicole. Oh my
Oh, where
goodness.
do I start? Where do I start? The she's
Mhm.
not she is not. And for one, he don't treat her right. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. He does not treat her right at all. And he wants to be with a traditional woman in his.
Mhm.
He is a very very religious person, and we can all see that from, yeah. But she ain't gonna go with it. She's wanting to be the way she is, and he
Yeah.
is too controlling. He is too controlling, in my opinion. He really is. And I just think that it would be better off if they would cut ties, uh, which allegedly they have cut ties. They are no longer
Yeah.
together, and
Mhm.
and I think it's for the best, because he does not treat her right on the show, and I don't want to see anybody hurt, and that goes for anybody on this for any one of my best friends on this panel. Nobody deserves to be miserable. I'll put it that way.
Absolutely.
Nobody deserves to be miserable. When you're miserable in that kind of marriage, and it's a very new marriage, Regina, they haven't been together for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for that stuff to happen, uh, allegedly, we know what happened. I'm not going to say it on here, uh,
Mhm.
but allegedly that's going way too far, and
Yeah.
I'm glad they cut ties because they never did treat each other right.
Yeah. I'm going to drop down to Erin and get her comments. Robin said, "I believe Jasmine knit Jada. Yes, that is shade."
Okay. She sure did.
Erin, what's your thoughts on Mahmoud and Nicole?
I feel bad for both of them. I don't like his personality, but I see his point about he just got here. She wants everything her way, like the second
Mhm.
she arrives. She doesn't want to give him time to adjust. And she keeps going in her interviews. I know how he feels. I had a hard time over there. Then if you know how he feels, why aren't you
More
being more
compassion.
sensitive to it?
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
discussed earlier that he was open with her in the episode. He was having a hard time seeing her dressed differently and more exposed. And so going to dinner, I would have probably tried to cover up just a little bit more, just because it's going to be uncomfortable. He's meeting your friends for the first time. You want him to be the most comfortable so that he can be the most himself when meeting your friends. and she picked an outfit she knew was going to upset him. I also see her point. It's her body, her choice.
Mm-hmm.
And no woman wants to be told by their man, you can't wear that.
Right.
So there's two sides to each of these stories. I see how they're both wrong, and I see how they're both, well, not really right either, but I see how they're both wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hmm.
Michelle said Mahmoud should have stayed where he was. Yeah,
Okay.
I get it. And she also said she agreed with you, Dustin, 100%. So,
Thank you. And I'm
Jonathan,
also gonna. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
go
Can I
ahead,
go ahead,
Dustin.
Jonathan? I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm just gonna say that she's telling him to go back to his other country. I don't know if anybody else caught this, but she told him to go back to the other where he came from. So long enough interesting to see if he in this season. I want to see if they show that part this season, or if it's gonna be a whole nother. If it's gonna be a tell-all part, if they're gonna show it where he's going back to the other uh, country. But
Oh,
yeah, they're going.
Michelle said,
Yeah.
agreed, Aaron. You know where he is. Just cover up for that night. And
Hmm.
she also
Yeah.
said she knew how he was, though. And she also
Right.
said, yeah, she did say that, Dustin. She did. Jonathan, your
Mhm.
thoughts?
When your partner is requiring you to dim your light to make them feel more comfortable, that's a bad sign. And you have no business being with that person. And both Nicole and Mahmoud are doing that to each other because they're clearly not good together. The fact that she had a dress on, which was the most clothes that I've seen her wearing this entire season, with a little bit of the back exposed, for that to make him feel so angry and so mad, and for him to literally be ignoring her while she's getting ready, why are y'all together? I don't understand what the draw is
What
to
is the
each other.
dynamic?
Like where is the love? I don't even see a friendship between Nicole and Mahmoud. They don't like each other's presence. And I saw it from the moment that they saw each other again after so many months of being apart at the airport. When I saw them coming back together, I'm like, ain't no love or friendship between them two. So why are they together? Like I don't understand why Nicole is putting herself through this, and I don't understand why Mahmoud is putting himself through this. Like this is a waste of time. Period.
Mhm.
Point blank. That's all there is to it. Why are they together? I don't get it.
Michelle said, preach, Jonathan. And she also said, I don't understand why he even came here. I want to say
Right.
this. I want to say this that watching this particular episode with Nicole, it made me look at her like she was being a little too, it kind of seemed like she was controlling a little bit.
She is
Hmm.
controlling Regina. She is
They
controlling.
both
It
Very
are.
seemed
good. Very
yeah, it
controlling.
seemed to me like she was being a bit controlling, and a bit insecure.
Yes.
When
Hmm.
she was saying that he was looking at another woman, and she was like, well, you want her, I know you really want her, so if that's what you want, you can go and have her, you can have her. That was really showing her insecurity that she's internally dealing with. And I've said this before
Mhm.
about Nicole. She has this certain insecurity about herself that she has to deal with. And I can
Mhm.
Hmm.
understand Mahmoud's anger at that time when he was like, hey, why are you saying this about me? He's just there and he's looking, and it's not like he wants this person. What do you want to do? Walk around with blinders on this guy? She's got to be comfortable enough to know that if there are other people around, he's not going to walk around with his head down. You can't, expect him to do that. So she's got to have enough assurity in herself that even if he looks at 10 women, that he's still not going with any one of them.
She's
And
obviously not very secure in herself.
she's not, to me, I don't feel as though she's secure enough in
Hmm.
her own thought process of it. And I think she was kind of being a little hard on him. And when he left and she called him on the phone and she's like, well, where are you? Come back over here, come back this way or whatever. And we need to talk and so forth. And he was trying to talk to her. I felt bad for him at that point. You know,
Hmm.
I think she was being a little tough on him. And although she may have, thank you, Holy Spirit, she may have been trying to stand up for herself, I
Mm.
think it came across to him kind of too harsh. And again, he's there in her country. He has nobody else that he could go to, from my understanding. So she has to understand, like, she felt lonely in his country, he feels lonely in hers. And
Yes.
if she's not his blanket, then he's, her, like she was feeling. I mean, that's kind of the way I feel. I think she was a little harsh for him on that part. Um, Go ahead,
I
Johnny.
think we're seeing a prime example of two people literally trying their best to change their partner. And you
Yeah.
have to get to a point to where you realize when you meet someone as an adult, they pretty much are who they are. That's not to say that people can't change because people definitely can change. However, when you're in this type of situation, there ain't gonna be no change on either side. And so, therefore, to me, if you can't accept someone as they are when you meet them, don't expect anything more than what they show you. Because Maya Angelou said it the best: when someone shows you who they are, just
Believe it.
believe them and accept it as that a fact.
Yeah.
Accept that as a fact.
Yeah, I think that sometimes Nicole pushes him to anger. He already has
Yes,
anger issues, but I
very
think
much
she
so.
also pushes him to anger because, again, I think she's dealing with some internal things that she hasn't dealt with yet. And a large
Hmm.
part of that, I believe, is insecurities. So Annie Smolkin is here. Thank you, Annie, for being here.
Hi,
Annie
Annie.
says,
Annie.
she says, sorry to say Nicole is quite phobic. Okay, now. Okay.
Mm,
That's what I'm feeling. Something is going on with her. And thank you so much for greeting her in the chat. Michelle, thank you for greeting her. And Annie said, he does not need to be careful crossing the street, though. Oh, he does need to be careful crossing the street, though, because the streets are much different in Egypt. Right. And she did tell him that he needs to be careful with crossing the street. And I don't know if he really received that she really was trying to protect him. So I'm glad that she did mention that to him. Thank you for bringing that out too. Thank you, Aaron, for saying hello. She's saying hello. Annie is saying hello. She says, "Hi, Michelle. So many thoughts on this show. I know, right? You should have been here earlier. You got to come here. We're here every Monday at 7:30. We used to be at 7. Now we're at 7:30.
yes,
Annie says she is extremely passive aggressive. That's probably the words I was looking for. Those are
she
the words.
is. She is.
Those are the words I was looking for. And I'm still looking that this is from something from the past. But I'm like Michelle also. When Michelle was like, why is he here? Basically, why are they together? She wants so much to remain herself,
Right,
and he wants so much for her to change to what he's accustomed to. It's such
right.
a great divide. It
And
is
and
such a
it
great divide.
amazes me that she's so. I'm just looking at her age, and I don't know if this is a bad thing or a good thing, but for someone of her age to put herself through this tumultuous relationship just boggles my mind. Because to me, I would feel like she's to the point now where she's not here for the BS, she's not here for the conflict, she's not here for the issues, she's not
Right.
here for the insecurities. She's here to find someone who's going to be her forever. And that is
Mhm.
clearly not in Mahmoud. So again, I wish I would have seen maybe her earlier seasons, so that would maybe enlighten me a little bit more of what her intentions are with Mahmoud. Because right now it just seems like they're just all over the place and not good for each other in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, these two, well, we're gonna keep watching, but it's hard to actually watch these two when we know
We
that
know
they're
what happened, so
we know they're not together anymore. But you know what it
it's
makes me do? It makes me
mm,
observe them more closely and see
Yeah,
the warning signs
right.
that were there that would show it's not going to work. And she has her part in it. She can't put all that on Mahmoud.
Yeah.
She cannot put all that on Mahmoud, but you do have to keep your hands to yourself. But we
Yeah.
also have to understand that sometimes people's limits are pushed. And so even though you don't want
pushed
nobody
to the
putting their hands
limit,
on
pushed to the
anybody,
end.
you don't want
Yeah.
nobody putting their hands on each other, but you also have to be cautious, about how we are speaking to one another as well. Go ahead,
As much
Dustin.
as we want to be empathetic for everyone, we still have to remember that they all signed up for this. They all literally signed up for this.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Annie. She said, first time here. She said, thank you to everyone. Thank you. You're welcome back. Welcome back to some more of our programs as well. Anytime we live on here, just click the notification bell on the YouTube channel that you're on, and you'll get that notification when we go live. So Michelle said Nicole thought once she got him in her country, it would be different, and that's not happening. It's worse. Yeah, because maybe
Right.
she felt like once he get here, he'll be accustomed seeing other people that are dressing like she's dressing, and the freedom. Everybody, when they come to America, ain't taking that freedom like we all do. They
Regina,
still
I
get
think I think
time.
Nicole was betting on him assimilating to American culture when he got over here, like some type of magic trick. But when you know your man, you can't put those expectations on him because I would not have, knowing who he is.
Listen, he is too into his, and we're not gonna knock him for his culture. That's his culture.
No, not at all.
And I think these couples, they need to learn more about the culture that they're getting, inclined with.
Into
Yeah, before they
getting
actually
into.
get that far. Actually, the same thing. She ain't got too much into Manuel's culture. She the same
Okay.
thing. Same
Yeah,
place. Same place. Thank you so much,
just like
Michelle and Aaron.
the just like Colby and Emily. Emily needs to adapt to his culture as well. So they all need to do. They all need to have progress, but it's gonna
Mhm.
come. It's all gonna come on their. It's all gonna come as they work on themselves. I said this on last week. They all need to. They all need to. They need to figure it all out. But
Mhm.
they're gonna figure it all out. But they need to adapt. The word is adapt. They
Yeah.
need to adapt to the new continuation. If they're signing up to be getting married to another person in another country, you have to adapt. You things are different in other countries than it is in the United States of America.
Yeah. Both
But
parts have to adapt. Both sides have to adapt. Go ahead, Dustin. I mean, Jonathan.
something really quickly, Dustin. I think the main difference though is that Emily puts in effort. Emily
Mm.
will put in the effort to educate herself and want to know more about his culture. Although she may be a little resistant, she still puts in effort. Unlike Gino, unlike Rob, unlike Mahmoud, and unlike Nicole, they're refusing to put in any effort. Whereas Emily understands the assignment and she will put in effort to pass it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I sorry I didn't say it that way, but that's the way I'm on the same page with you, Jonathan, on that one. She does put the effort into it, but they all need to make progress in their marriage. They all do. Marriage is a lifetime thing. Yeah, you're
Right,
constantly gonna have to work on it. You can't get married and expect everything to just be roses and
right.
flowers. You have to work
Mhm.
on it every day. And
That's right.
Regina she can vouch for that because she's married to Clovis, and I imagine that her and Clovis go through things on a daily
Mhm.
basis too. But you guys have been together a long time, so
Yeah.
you have to work on it on a daily
That's right.
basis. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. Just like me and my best friends on the Juice Radio Talk Show, we talk every day. We talk every day. Everybody,
Mhm.
we're just not we're not an online team. We are a team all the way together.
Hmm.
So that's that's how I look at things. I look at things differently than everybody else. So that's
I love it.
we are here for everybody on a daily basis,
That's
and that's
right,
how everybody
Dustin.
else needs to be.
Hmm.
That's right. You let them know, Dustin. Thank you, Dustin, with your kind, sweet, loving words. Man, come on, Dustin.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So Mayim Casey is here. Hi. Thank you for being here. She said, Happy Eclipse Day, moderator and fans. Thank you. Thank y'all for saying the hellos in here. We're going to get these last few comments before we head out of here. Thank you, Michelle. So Annie says she doesn't like Mahmoud, what he represents. I don't like that about Nicole. Nothing wrong with his culture. She probably
Hmm.
don't like what he represents because she wants freedom and independence, and she's marrying a culture that is used to suppressing women.
Exactly.
It
Mhm.
just don't work. Thank you,
Wired y'all
Lady
together.
Virgo. Thank you, Michelle. Lady Virgo said, I love you guys. Another great show. Thank you so much. You guys
Love you
help
too.
make a great show. Y'all are so loving and kind. Thank you so much. She said, loving the boat, Aaron.
Yes,
Thank
it's
you.
so cute.
I know. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Aaron, I am going to put smiling Aaron on the moderator. My bad. I forgot totally about that. I'll take care of that. And Smiling with Aaron D has her own channel. You guys coming soon now. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Go over there and she's gonna update all that information and we'll share that on here again because that's what we do here at the Juice Radio and Talk Show. We share others' platform. We're not trying to be the only one out here on social media. Because all these other networks that's on TV, they're not the only one on those certain networks. So we are here sharing and caring. And we also love that you guys are sharing and caring your time here with us today as well. And we appreciate you guys putting the comments. We appreciate you being so loving and kind. I think we have some of the friendliest chats and friendliest comments on social media. I'm gonna have to brag about that. We have some of the friendliest people in here. Thank you, Marie. Marie said, nice to listen from Norway. Yeah.
Wow. Come
That's
on,
so
Norway.
cool.
I love it. Yes. Thank you so much. That's exciting. Thank you so much. Here's Aaron's channel. Y'all go subscribe today. Subscribe, like, share. She put in the comment section, Smiling with Aaron D on YouTube. Y'all are going to love it. Y'all are going to love it. Thank you, Michelle. She said, everyone have a good night. Thank you so much, Aaron. You guys, thank you all for coming. Dustin, I appreciate you to life. Aaron, you are my sunshine on any day, not just a rainy day, child. Any day. Thank you. Jonathan, I can't take Ace Boon Coon because that's already taken. But you are my ride and live. How about we do that?
Yes, I like that. I like that. I accept it.
Jonathan, you are my ride or die. I'll do anything for you. You know that. I'll do anything. You are my ride or die. And thank you for being there for me when I needed you on Friday.
Absolutely, Dustin. Anytime.
Thank you to Aaron as well.
Thank you.
Don't forget, everybody.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Don't forget, everybody, to subscribe to JoJo's channel. Putting that in the link right now, and join JoJo in just a few minutes on the Light of the Leo.
Oh my God, I forgot she's coming on. Oh my God, sorry, Jonathan. She's coming on at what, 9?
9 o'clock, yes.
Oh shoot. Okay, bye, y'all. We gotta go. We'll do closing thoughts. Jonathan, real quick, closing thoughts.
I don't know. I'm Team Kobe and Jasmine. Team Kobe and Jasmine. That's my closing thought.
Kobe and Emily.
Team Kobe and Jasmine. That's our closing thoughts. My apologies.
No, not Emily. Not so much Emily now. I said what I meant. Kobe and Jasmine. Those are my folks.
We love y'all. Have a wonderful evening, you guys. Love one another and make sure that you also pour some love into yourself. All right. Y'all stay safe out there. Have a good evening. Good night, y'all.
Bye y'all.